Hey everyone, Chaos Giga here, and today's episode we are hopefully going to make it to the Nether. And yes, I am super nervous because the Nether update has made it even more dangerous, and we even have more biomes and stuff. As you can see, I do have my diamond pick, so the first thing that we are going to do after I show you some things here in the new town that we've got going on, yes, that's right, it's a town because we got a lot of villagers. Is I'm going to have to farm some obsidian. And I'll be flashing some tips about the diamond pick over the video, I'm sure, as you'll probably see while I'm talking. But the village gathering spot is actually grown like tenfold since the last episode. We've gotten a lot of baby villagers out of this thing, and I'll show you in just a second, but we're at least averaging 1 to 2 baby villagers a in-game day now. So our population for the town has grown tremendously. Go down to the villager breeder here and check it out, but I'm pretty sure it's still a no-go for it. I have no idea what's going on with it. It's like I've said, this is Impulse SV's design, and it works. I know it works, because it's still working in my realm anyway. But I'm wondering if they've updated the something to where this right here is no longer working because of the requirements. So I'm wondering if willingness and all of that has been fixed for the villagers. Obviously popularity is still a thing too, but you can see they are attracted to each other, but for some reason the last hearts that should come up, they're not willing, or at least the one down here is not willing. And we do have enough empty beds down there. We have 3 extra empty beds, or at least 2 if you count the farmer, I guess, but yeah, we're still not getting any babies out of it. So I don't know if they've fixed it to where if you've trapped villagers, they won't breed anymore, which is fine by me anyway, because I mean, as you can see in the village here, I am getting villagers like crazy, and we were getting iron golems like crazy too. There's like 4 or 5 iron golems out here now, because now that villagers are not required to have a job in order to be able to spawn an iron golem, they obviously just gossip. And that'll be a thing that I'll post up there too about, because I'm not really too sure how that works. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I got 2 golems over here, and I healed the one that was damaged, by the way, with using an iron ingot, which I did show in the information of the last episode. But first things first, I'm probably going to sleep, and then I'll pick up right back over at the old mining hut so that we can get some obsidian. Alright, so here we are, back at the little mining hut. I found my 6 diamonds underneath the taiga biome, so apparently I've dug myself right underneath over here somewhere, from over here in my mine, and that's when I finally found some diamonds. It took me about an hour. That's the longest it's taken me to find diamonds. I have no idea why it's taken so long, but we're going to need at least 2 of these obsidian blocks. And obsidian is actually a really good block to have. The only problem is you have to have a diamond or netherite pickaxe in order to mine it. And it can take a long time to mine. Let's see if we can get this one as well. But obsidian is very unique in that it's one of the only blocks that is indestructible by explosions and creepers, pretty much. So makes it a super important block to have. Take the corner blocks here, and for the portals, this is probably something that beginners probably don't know, and I know I didn't know it for a while. So yes, you don't have to put obsidian on the corners of your portal in order to basically open the portal. And what we're going to do next is I'm going to go back to base. I'm going to grab my Flint Steel and get ready for this adventure to the Nether. I hope that it won't take very long, because I obviously don't want to spend too much time there right now. I'm only in iron armor. But the thing is, we are going to try to get some quartz today. And why do we need quartz? Well, once we get quartz, we can start building things called observers. And observers are going to help us tremendously with a lot of AFK farms or automatic farms. So the automatic farms that I am talking about aren't necessarily for these crops over here, but although you can come up with a form of a semi-automatic farm, where these crops and stuff can be harvested by water and trapdoor system, pushing these crops or breaking them off the farmland, then closing the trapdoors and all the water recedes, and then you can replant the seeds and stuff. Now, kind of like the automatic farms that I'm talking about are with the pistons, and so like crops like pumpkins, your sugar cane. You can even make a flying machine which will harvest sugar cane as well, which is what I normally do for industrial sized farms in my realm, but we're not going to worry about industrial sized farms in a single player map. Now, I might actually worry about industrial sized farm for the pumpkins and watermelons, but that's because we are going to use that to make a lot of emeralds very fast here in the future, as well as using my iron farm, which is the biggest one that we are trying to get prepared for. So first things first, we're going to grab our Flint Steel. Now, Flint Steel is one of the most important tools you'll need for obvious reasons for lighting the portal to start, and the other reason is if you go in through the portal and you get into the Nether and a ghast is on the other side and it shoots the portal, it can break the portal. So you want to have that Flint and Steel available to you so that you can relight the portal from the other side. Other things that you're going to have are the bow. So a bow is pretty simple to build. Once you get 3 string and 3 sticks, you can form a bow. You can also make a fishing pole with 3 sticks and 2 string. Very important beginning tools, and I plan on building a AFK fish farm for my AFK spot in this world. By the way, the old AFK fish farm can still work if you download a data pack from Vanilla Tweaks. I've already tested it out in a creative world, and it works just as it did before 1.16. Otherwise, you're stuck using the 1.16 fish farm, which does not give you a good chance at certain items, such as a lot of enchanted books and enchanted bows and all that stuff as easily as we could before. I would miss that if it was taken out, and it was, so I'm glad that Vanilla Tweaks has put that in. The other thing that we're going to want to have with our bow is obviously arrows. Arrows are super easy to build once you've figured out the recipe for them. We have to kill chickens for the feathers, so that's not going to be too hard, especially where I'm at, because chickens are in plains, savannas, and apparently, I guess, taigas now. It's like they're super common all of a sudden. Now, I usually have a problem finding them in my realm, so at any rate. So it takes 1 flint, 1 stick, and 1 feather to make 4 arrows. So we're going to go ahead and make as many as we can right now. So I've got 19 arrows, and there's a reason why we want a bow and arrows, and that's the ghast. Ghast will be easy to kill with an arrow and a bow. The only problem is that the unenchanted bow might not kill it in 1 hit. Now, I haven't had that happen before to where it didn't work in 1 hit, but I'm just warning you, because there's experiences where you do hit a ghast and it doesn't die, even with power 5, so I don't know what the deal is with that. It must be some sort of fluke or something. But another thing is on the cow farm here, the cow crusher, I've already got a lot of steaks saved up, and I do have steaks on me for this trip. But first things first, let's go ahead and head over here to that other portal and fix it up. Alright, so I had to turn around and come back to my house because I forgot one very important fact about the new Nether that we have. And that is, if you do have a golden armor item, you definitely want to use it instead of your iron. Yes, I know iron and gold share some properties of the armor and they're very weak, but when we want to go and get some quartz, we have to start somewhere early. So I'm going to put this helmet in here, and I'm going to take the golden mending helmet with me, because this is an important thing to take away from this, is that the new piglins, the ones that are not zombies, will attack you if you are not wearing a golden item. Or at least they have an increased likelihood of attacking you. They don't always attack you, but they can and will attack you. If you're just there loitering around in front of them, apparently, because it's happened several times, but at the same time I've gotten to the point where I didn't get attacked, and it's just weird. I don't know what the mechanics are on it. I'm wondering if there's bugs in it right now or something, but at any rate, we're going to get over here and we're going to see exactly how many of these that we still need, but I'm pretty sure that we've got them all. So I think that's all I needed was the 3. Oh, I still got... There's 2 down there if I need them, so we'll see what happens here. So a portal... There's a certain size that the portal can go to, large and small. So the smallest size I'll have listed, and the largest size I'll have listed up above. But yeah, I'm going to need 1 more block, at least, for the top here. I don't need the corner, so I'm going to go ahead and go back and get my diamond pickaxe and fix this up, and then we'll get right at it. I can't believe that there's crying obsidian right here, too, and it still can't get over that. Curse of vanishing. Yeah. Okay, so I'm very nervous about this because this is my first attempt at going to the Nether since the update in my own like little world here, and there's a lot more stuff that can kill us there, so it's quite nerve-wracking. But some beginner's tips before we get in here is you definitely want to probably have iron armor now, considering that skeletons spawn quite frequently, and so do magma cubes. Magma cubes are, well, they're just like what they call them, magma cubes. They can actually jump around on the surface of lava. They don't die to lava, and lava actually breaks their fall, believe it or not. So they're kind of like slimes, and we'll get into that at some point in time. But basically, they can drop magma creams, and we can use that to make fire resistance potions. So if you do get a chance to kill some, definitely do that and get the drops from that. Without further ado, we're going to find out where we're going. Also, this right here is a magma block. These can be very useful for building, well, water elevators, or at least the down version, because these right here will suck you down from the top of a waterfall, really. And also, they fill the water with air, so you won't suffocate to death or drown, if you will. So here we go. Alright, just for future reference, that was a dirt moment, and yes, you cannot use crying obsidian for portals. Here I was under the impression that we could, but I've never tried it, and I never looked it up. Until now. And I just found out that crying obsidian cannot be used in portals. It can only be used for respawn anchors, and that is another thing we need to talk about. So crying obsidian can be used to make respawn anchors, which are only usable in the Nether. Now if you try to use them in other dimensions, they will explode, and apparently be twice as strong of an explosion than when you use a bed in the Nether, which is already like super strong because it's 2 times the power of TNT. So we're basically just going to risk it. We're going to take this with us. We're going to take the diamond pick with us. I hope I don't lose it. If I do, it's no big deal. I do have 3 more diamonds and some more sticks, so I can make another one if I need to. And I was planning on that just in case. So here we go. Now it works. Alright, so I'm going to switch to my stone sword. I do have an iron sword on me. And it's like I said, probably ought to have some iron stuff, especially if you've never played the game before you go in here. Let's see where we go. And the first thing I want to do is look up and see where the lava is coming from. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. See? You can shoot those back too, so that's pretty nice. Killed him. Okay, good, good. And he didn't break my portal, but that's why we have the... That's just what I was telling you guys about. I was warning you guys about the ghast. I hate ghast, especially early game. I don't feel safe from them until I have diamond armor, at least. And it looks like we are in Nether Waste, which still allow ghast to spawn, but not as easily as a Soul Sand Valley. That's what I was trying to say. And we got Crimson Forest already nearby. That's pretty good, actually. Let's see if we can't get some of this without... And... rip. Literally over lava, and... yeah, that kind of makes me angry. Oh my goodness! All of this is just right over a huge lava wasteland. There's some over there, but that's very scary taking it single. There's like gold everywhere over here too, but I don't really need the gold right now. I just need the quartz. Please give me the quartz. Okay. try this now. There's another ghast over there. Try to get as much quartz as we can before it sees us. And those hoglins, try to stay away from them early game in the Nether, because they hit like a truck, and I mean like a semi-truck. Oh my goodness. Even with diamond armor on, they hurt so much. And with netherite armor, it kind of tickles, but... And you take less knockback, because obviously netherite armor gives you less knockback, but let's see how many we got here. This is why I love steak. It heals so much more, but it also takes your satiety down a lot too. Once I feel comfortable enough with what we've got, we're going to go back, because I don't want to farm too much, because eventually we're going to come back here with a silk touch pickaxe, diamond pick most likely, and farm these so that way we can get even more with a fortune pickaxe. Okay, that should be enough for now. Oh, this is perfect. We're right next to a basalt delta too, and I love blackstone. Just FYI, I do have a data pack on this world now, which allows me to form using basalt, 2 basalt and 2 charcoal. It allows me to make or create blackstone. So thanks again to Vanilla Tweaks for that. And also, I recommend you keep your bed on you, because if you come out of the portal and the portal's actually kind of away from your base a little bit, like mine is right now, you made the bed on you so you can sleep as soon as you come out of the portal. And probably ought to light that up and build a room around it, but we'll worry about that later. Right now we're going to go back to base, and we're going to try to make our stuff. Alright, so back at base here, or at least the house. Gonna make some observers. But first things first, this right here is one thing that you can make, and it only takes 4 nether quartz to make one of these. Or you can also buy them from stonemasons, which are very easy to make. You just make a stone cutter. Now, I think the thing I'm missing right now is some stone. So how do we get stone without silk touch? Well, we have to cook the cobblestone to make stone, so we're gonna have to do that real quick. So I will come back once I've got stone. I'll at least have a stack, hopefully. Well, I might as well keep that one out too, because I probably cook more than just a stack. And I definitely recommend making sure that you have enough coal to do this. And we're just gonna go ahead and make a coal block. So first you want to cook the cobblestone, and it will form stone. Now you can cook the stone again and make smooth stone. So there is that. And the weird thing is, our granite and diorite, you can just use a stone cutter and turn them into their smooth counterparts, if you will. And you can also use a crafting table, but I wouldn't recommend that. It costs more blocks to do it in a crafting table than it does on a stone cutter. Well, at least with the stairs and the half slabs and stuff. So that's why I recommend having a stone cutter. Eventually I'm going to make some slabs so I can have a grindstone and other things in here, because we're going to need that. But the next project on my list is the smoker. And I'm going to show you guys how to make that today, because it is definitely one of my favorite things to use early game. Cobblestone takes a long time to cook. I've already harvested all my crops, including the pumpkins out back here, well, except for the one that just grew. So you can see that the wheat and the potatoes, I just harvested them. So while we're waiting for this, actually let's go ahead and pull all that out and put as much as we can back in there. We're just going to try to cook as much stone as we can, so that way we can definitely have some available for when projects that we need to do in the future. So I wanted to show you guys the composter and exactly what is very useful for as a player and not just as a villager. So we got a composter here. Now, I know this is not the most unique way to use a composter, but you can literally just hold down, okay, except for when the villager comes nearby or the farmer guy comes nearby. We fill it up till it gets full, and it'll give us bone meal, which we can turn into white dye, or we can use to grow crops faster. So when you get a bunch of extra or excess wheat seeds, which is going to happen quite often whenever you're growing wheat, this is definitely the way you need to do it. Just take it and put it in a composter. Now, there is a better and more efficient way to do this than actually stand here and just plop it in here by hand, obviously, and that's to put a system together with a chest on top of a hopper, the composter underneath that hopper, and then underneath that composter, another hopper, which leads into another chest. And it'll automatically compost any item, or any food item, or flowers, or anything like that, and you'll have basically an endless supply of bone meal, especially when we make the iron farm that I'm going to build in future episodes. I won't say it's next episode. I want it to be next episode, but we'll see. We'll see how far we can get. Grab all this bone meal that I'm gathering up. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that the composter is actually very useful to the player, especially when it comes to bone meal. And we definitely want bone meal for in the future when we make a tree farm, because that is definitely a thing we're looking forward to building. Anyway, that's going to be it for now, and I think the only other thing I want to do besides the iron farm, though, with observers is make a sheep farm, or at least a wool farm, if you will, because we can literally dye the wool. I don't really need to have a color of different color of every single sheep, or all the different colors of the sheep, or whatever, to do what I intend to do with the wool. Alright, so now the stone is done, and if you wanted to, you could take this a step further and turn the stone into stone bricks. I'm not going to do that because obviously I need the stone for the repeaters and the comparators, which I'm going to need for the iron farm. Obviously redstone dust will be handy for that too, because you need to make the redstone torches, which require a stick and a redstone dust. But all we need basically for the observers at this point is just 6 cobblestone, 2 redstone dust, and another quartz. I think I said something about having to have stone for the observer. That was false. I apologize if I did earlier, but I was basically just needing the stone so that way in the future I can make my iron farm, because I'm going to need the stone to make, I can actually just show you. Let's just grab some sticks here. We need, let's make 2 of those. So I need 3? No, that's what I had to do. I had to make the torch and then back out, and then it would allow me to. So there. You need the stone for repeaters and comparators. You also have to have the nether quartz for the comparators as well. So I'm going to need 2 of each of these for the iron farm coming up. But right now, let's grab our stuff. For this smoker. So in order to make the smoker, I forgot to store this stuff. All you need is a furnace, so that takes nothing but cobblestone, some 4 oak logs or any type of log, 2 hoppers, and 2 chests. Now I highly recommend the top chest on top of all of this system that we're about to build be a trap chest, and the only way that I know of that you can build that is with a well, it's like a hook of some kind. I can't remember what it's called right now. I think it's a trap hook or something. But anyway, you need one of those, and I don't know if we can make it or not. I'll have to look here. Might require some iron and stuff. I don't know if we can make the hook. I cannot recall if we can make it or not. Doesn't look like we can. I don't even know exactly what to call it. Oh, there it is. Tripwire hook. Yeah, you need this. We can make it. So you need a spruce plank or some sort of plank, a stick, and iron, and that makes 2 tripwire hooks. So we're going to go ahead and do that, because this right here will make it to where we actually have what we need to make the trap chest. See, I've always fished for them. I never knew that we could actually make them, so that's nice to know now. I've never actually obviously made them before, so it's kind of funny. Alright, so I need one trap chest. There we go. I'll store this extra hook in here because we'll need a trap chest later on for the compost setup that I built. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. So basically you want to have a place picked out for this, and I think right inside is going to be perfect. So let's see, chest. So chest, hopper, smoker, hopper, chest. So this right here is the perfect height. So let's move all these blocks out of the way right now. I forgot to take the observer out too. So trap chest is first, hopper second, furnace. Okay, so place the trap chest there, hopper coming out of it. Let's break that torch off right now. Furnace right below. Oh, wait a minute. I don't need the furnace. What am I thinking? I need to turn that into a smoker. Come on, Chaos. Get with the program. So, a smoker, like I said, 4 logs of any kind around a furnace. Now, why would I want a smoker more than a furnace or, well, a blast furnace or anything of that matter? Well, smokers actually cook food faster than a furnace. And I don't even know if you can cook them in a blast furnace. You might be able to. But blast furnace I usually use for the ore items such as this. And that only requires a furnace, and iron ingots to surround the entire furnace. So 8 ingots. So underneath this we're going to place the other hopper. And I did that wrong. It needs to go down. It needs to be angling down into the chest. So let's go ahead and grab the other chest here real quick. There we go. And just like that. So that is our system right there. So let's grab some coal here real quick. Make a coal block. We're going to put that in there. And we're going to grab some steak. And I'm going to show you how this works. This is actually one of my favorite things to make early game, because if you get meat, which I generally do to start in all my realms or all my worlds, you want it to cook pretty fast while you're doing other things. So this is one of the ways to do that. Now the only problem is I might have a villager to come in there and take that as their job. I hope they don't. But it is in my house behind the door, so I'm hoping that none of them take it as their job. Get out of here. Get out of here. Not your place. Alright, so literally all we gotta do is just stack up all the beef in here, and then it drops down to there. It siphons down into here. You could put another hopper on the back of this with another chest on it, leading into the back of this slow cooker, and that'll fill it with fuel if you want to. And we might do that later on with like bamboo or something when I get that far, because I have to find a jungle at some point in time. Eventually, when I get my diamond stuff, we are going to definitely travel around and explore some more for some biomes, because I need some bamboo for fuel for a super smelter. I always make one of those because I get tired of waiting for things to get done in a single furnace. It's just not fun at all. But literally, that is basically it for this episode, guys. I just wanted to show you how you can get quartz and how important quartz is early game. It's super important, especially when you want to build things like, for instance, the iron farm we're getting ready to build. I'm going to have to harvest a whole bunch of sand for this iron farm. I do plan on making the wool farm at some point here very shortly. And then eventually, once we got the iron farm going, it shouldn't be too long before we start getting our villager trading posts going, so that we can start trading some iron ingots for emeralds really quick. And then after that, we should be golden for diamonds, because I don't have to mine anymore for more diamonds if I don't want to with this setup that we're about to make. So get out of here, dude. What is your problem? Are you a butcher? Nope, he has no job. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. Hope this was helpful to some of you for trying to get to the Nether early and learn the importance of quartz for observer blocks and why are so many of these guys coming in here. Get out of my house! And I'll catch you guys in the next episode.